Hello buddies, StarCraft here again for some more Iron Squid 2 action, and this time it is going to be between MVP spawning in the top left corner against Millenniums, or EG, sorry, Stephano spawning as the pink Zerg down here in the bottom right of Ohana. So this is going to be a TvZ between two of the best of the best of the best players in the world. Stephano, arguably the best foreigner out there, has been having such a strong year this year, is a huge fan favorite. And this guy, man, this guy, MVP, arguably the best Korean in the world, has won 3 GSLs, which is by no means an easy thing to do, and is probably the favorite going into this game, as he's just such an experienced player. He's, according to Wikipedia, got the most accomplishment. I do not think that is a word. He's got the most accomplishments out of any StarCraft 2 player. Not only has he won 3 AJSLs, but he's come runner-up in one of them and gone to the semis in 6 of them. So that's a pretty incredible record. So this guy definitely knows a thing or two about winning StarCraft 2 games. That is for sure. But he's going up against Stephano, who's got his hatch down before pool. So this is about as greedy as you get. Stephano loves to drop down his third hatch super early, usually around the 4:15 mark. And MVP here, he's going to be fast expanding as well, straight after that first supply depot. So both players going incredibly greedy, incredibly macro builds. And there goes down MVP's racks. Still no gas for both players, so hey-oh, maybe this will be turning into a bit of a macro game. Gotta catch 'em all. Thing about Stephano though is even though he can play this super heavy macro style, he's really good at getting out lots of roaches. And I'm talking lots of roaches. He kind of pioneered the 11 roach max, and he loves that roach infester mid game. So he's always a threat, man. You know, the thing about 3-base Zerg really early on is a lot of players kind of think it's pretty chilled out build to go up against, because if your attack kind of swings in before the, say, 12-13 mark, you'll usually be alright, especially when they're switching into infestors. But Stephano makes it a lot more aggressive, and you can see right now he's droning up. SEVs is kind of tied to drones, as he's just getting those queens out, but like you saw there, 3 drones at a time, baby, and we're not even at 5 minutes, and still he has no gas. No gas. And there goes MVP's second gas. I wonder what build MVP's going to be going. Ooh, he's going racks into factory. So is this going to be a 1-1-1 after a fast expand? That's a pretty funktacular build I have not seen very often. Perhaps. Or is he going to rush to super fast medivacs? That is always fun, especially against Zerg when they're going on so many bases so early. You can really take advantage of that medivac and just drop everywhere. There goes a spine crawler. So, and here comes the gas, man. 2 at a time. Notice how he's mining the natural first, because it's kind of more vulnerable. Pretty interesting there. So far, no upgrades for Stephani. And MVP has dropped on that orbital, is getting a reactor and a starport. So it is going to be a 1-1-1 build. Getting out that Hellion. Pretty exciting stuff here from Stephano. Although because of this super fast tech up, he's fallen behind in the economy by about 10 SCVs there. But he's got his mules, so he does not give a shizness. It looks like Stephano is not going to be expanding super early onto a 3rd base. Instead, he's going to be happy sitting on 2 base for now. Getting up that double Evo chamber as well as his Roach Warren, because he loves his roaches. I've like never seen him go muters, and I've watched a lot of Stephano replays. These drones transferring on down, and here comes the Hellion. Going to be scouting that 3rd, and his MVP's got to be like, oh, no 3rd. This could be a potentially early push with quite a lot of roaches. So MVP's got to do a lot of damage. with these Hellions, as he has teched up pretty much as greedy as you can get after expand. Ooh, he's going to get Cloak on Banshees as well. Looks like they just paused their quick la, and Stephano doing a pretty good job of scouting around with his overly loads. Here comes the Banshee. He's probably going to wait for that before he starts harassing. More Hellions on the way. And is that another CC? Yes, it is. So MVP ready to be getting up his third. Roaches are actually very good against Hellions, as they do count as armored. So they're not light units there. Hellions only really good against light units. Even with Blue Flame, they're not that great. So Marines, they're pretty good against. Not so good against Roaches. I mean, Lings is what I meant to say. They're very good against. Now, here we go. Hellion, you got to delay that third, man. This drone is not going to be happy, as Stephano definitely has enough minerals to drop down that third. So he wants to get that going on as soon as he can. Still MVP, no harassment. He's kind of happy sitting back, macroing up like a total baller. And in TvZ, you don't want to be on equal bases with your Terran Bromo. But right now, Stephano sacrificed his Overlord. He saw everything that's going down. He saw both factories, the starport and the one racks, just getting up a tech lab now. So that's pretty late upgrades, but it looks like MVP is going mech. And here we go. Oh, those Hellions, unfortunately, getting completely owned by these Roaches. So that was a complete waste of minerals for MVP. And overall resources lost. MVP is behind, and the third is well on the way for Stephani. And these Banshees just going to be scanned out. There was one here before. Looks like it's gone back home. 2 Banshees on the field right now. Are you going to do anything, Banshees? You got Cloak. You got enough energy. Ooh, you're just going to, you know, chill with that Overseer, not shoot it. Save your ammo. That's definitely super important. You Marines have done a good job on those rocks. Kind of never have to reload as well, which is always handy. Siege mode on the way for Envo Pi, as well as a Marauder. Concussive shells, get out of Viking as well. Hydra's on the way for Stephano. So it looks like he's going Roach Hydra, which used to be pretty popular build. You don't see it as often as you used to, but it's still pretty good. The thing about Roach Hydra is you need to get your creep spread rarely out there, because Hydras lose a lot of speed off the creep without that Hydra speed upgrade, which I don't believe Stephano has gotten yet. Where's his Hydra Den? Where you at, Hydra Den? Where you at? Oh, there you are. Oh, there it goes. Attack range of... Oh, that's not the speed. That's the attack range, which is also a handy dandy upgrade. And Stephano has a lot of resources right now. Lots of supply. Oh, these Banshees. Oh, MVP was not expecting Hydras. And there's an Overseer there. So his Hellions kind of failed. His Banshees kind of failed. He's fallen behind in the tech. He kind of went. But mech's pretty good against Roach Hydra. So MVP, if you can hold this off, he'll be in a good spot. But these are quite a few Roaches and Hydras with that upgrade. With the 1-2 almost done. The attack range upgrade is done as well. And forced to pull off a whole bunch of SCVs off the line, MVP. And these Roaches are just doing so much damage to these SCVs. There is the Marauder to save the day though, along with a few Marines. But Stephano is going to keep putting on the pressure here. More Roaches backing this up. He wants to take out this third CC. Does force the lift off there. And MVP does not have much of an army supply. His worker supply is so far behind Stephano's that even if he does hold this off, it's going to be pretty tricky getting back into the macro game. And oh, Roaches, they're going to stop the touchdown. And oh, these siege tanks doing loads of splash damage right now to Stephano's units. They do have that 2 armor upgrade, while these siege tanks have 0-0. So that is not good. These tanks have not even sieged up, but so far 39 workers killed by Stephano. That's absolutely huge. MVP needs to drop this base down, but there are so many roaches here. Not very many, but compared to MVP's army, a lot of roaches. And oh my god, this is not a good spot for MVP, who was definitely the favorite going into this. Did drop about 6 mules though, so that's going to help him out hugely. But there's just going to be more and more roaches, and infestors are going to be coming in pretty soon for Stephano, who has that macro hatch going down, has the infestation pit, hasn't got any upgrades yet, does have pretty good 2-2 with 3-3 on the way. And MVP going mech. It's harder to get those upgrades. He's only got the 1 attack so far, and that's what I kind of like about HOTS, how they gave mech units the same, I think it's the same defense upgrade as biological, but different attack upgrades. So that's pretty cool. As in my opinion, Terran are maybe a little bit imbalanced when it comes to Wings of Liberty. Oh, and they kind of, if you look at the stats, don't do too well. Oh, those Hellions again getting completely annihilated. And MVP's just setting up a pretty strong defensive barricade here, because you know, he knows he's way behind in the army supply. He's going to try and get this third up, but it's going to be tough to hold with Stephano's army on the way right now. Oh, this is pretty scary, man. Look at that army supply discrepancy. Double the army supply. Oh, he wants to attack before this missile turret comes up. And the siege tank's doing quite a lot of damage. But the roaches are just so goddamn tanky, especially with that 2 armor. And these siege tanks are unfortunately quite clumped up. It's like the command center down here may get taken out if MVP does not repair it. And there is the GG from MVP. So pretty sweet game there from these 2 players. I gotta say, this is best of 3 though, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast the second game, so stay tuned for that. It shall be grand. And will MVP come back? The favorite, losing the first game from Iron Squid 2. Big shout out to them for getting out their replays so goddamn quickly. And subscribe, thumbs up if you want, and I'll see you guys later.